In Matthew 13:24-30, Jesus tells a parable of a man who went out to sow, and when he slept, the evil one came and sowed tares among wheat. It comes immediately after the parable of the sower. In the story, they indicate to us the presence of both good and evil within God's kingdom until the final day. The enemy sowed tares, but the master knew what had happened with the seed he had sown. Enemy up to now is still sowing bad seeds, but God's eternal plan are still intact. The presence of evil in our world doesn't mean that God is not in control. Rather than allowing premature judgment, God permits both the righteous and the unrighteous to grow together, giving them chance for repentance. He is patient until judgment. In verse 29-30, the servants ask if they should remove the weeds, but the master instructs them to wait until the harvest day. Maybe we could have missed to see these secular people coming to Christ if we weeded them out so early. While men slept, the evil one came and sowed tares among the wheat and went away on his way. Sleep is the major window that the enemy uses to sow thorns and thistles. Some tares that the enemy plants can be cancers, sicknesses, diseases, witchcraft, bad government policies while we sleep. In United Kingdom, church buildings are being sold into restaurants and cinema halls because the churches went to sleep. Lindner, a researcher and sociologist, said that they expected about 100,000 churches to close by the turn of 2030. As hundreds of churches sit empty and some become hotels and restaurants, we need to wake up as a church and preach the gospel, or we risk closing down churches. Empty churches are now becoming a great interest of business people who buy them for restaurants while men sleep. We have different meanings of sleep. Preachers who no longer win souls and preach wrong doctrine and are sleeping on duty. Ministers and members who come to church a few days in a week and they feel it is enough. They are sleeping on duty. Stagnant church members who neither grow nor win souls to Christ are sleeping on duty. We have a sleeping church and yet trying to reach an awakened world. We have ministers who died in the Lord. These might have been righteous men who destroyed the works of the enemy, shut down the enemy's schemes. The devil couldn't move an inch when these men were still alive, like Balaam Yakubu, John Wesley, Smith Wigglesworth, Billy Graham. As soon as these men were slept in the Lord, the enemy came back to attack a generation. Our sleep is a breeding ground for the enemy attacks. From age 16 to 40 of your years, if you are sleeping 8 hours, that's a third of your entire time. By 40 years, you will have slept 8 years. By 80, you will have slept 16 years. Another sleep is the sleep of ignorance. Churches have slept and let the world control the 7 departments that control the world. There are 7 arms that govern the entire universe. These are business, family, media, church, education, performing arts, politics, and governance. We call them the 7 mountains of influence. Whoever controls these 7 controls the world. Effective churches are now raising up to plant churches, opening up TV stations, creating circles, growing businesses, training leaders and sending them in political spaces, training artists that can influence the world. Are you sleeping as a church or not? Out of the 7 mountains of influence, which one have you influenced most? While men slept, the evil one sowed tares. When men begin to lose concentration, we lose God, we lose our focus and slowly drift away into sleep. When we lose our focus, then our spiritual habits like prayer, fasting, Bible reading, winning souls all go down and we lower our shields and get the enemy attack. The enemy comes in at a time when we begin to take our quiet time for granted. We go several weeks without it and can spend weeks without attending fellowship. You begin to retire from the highway of holiness. You follow them and then all of a sudden what you were following, you begin to lose it. In summary, at the end of time, God will separate the righteous from the wicked, just as He did for the wheat and the weed. I pray that we'll be strong churches. Thank you.